Okay, hi everybody. Thank you for tuning in once again to our Mountain Hour. So we have had a great time facilitating all of these calls, and I've had so much wonderful content. And we are super excited and happy that tonight Renee Anderson can join us. She is on our affiliate of Colorado State Board, and she's also president of our at-large chapter. And she's also super crafty and just has lots of fun and cool information. And today she's going to teach all of us how to make masks without sewing. And so we did put it out last week, the materials you were going to need. And if you don't have those materials, though, this is going to be a great thing to listen to. And then we can repost the video of it on Colorado Talk and circulate that. So if you need to listen back, you can do that. I want to also just put a reminder out there for our COVID-19 hotline. The phone number is 303-778-1130, extension 219. And you can also email assistance@nfbco.org. That's assistance@nfbco.org. And we invite all of you to become members of the National Federation of the Blind. If you are already not members, you can send an email or leave a message, and we'll be more than happy to plug you into a chapter. And next week, we're going to be having lots of more interesting content. We'll be getting that together and putting that up this weekend. And then tomorrow, don't forget to join us for our philosophy topic. So I'm going to turn it over to Renee.
All right. Thanks, Maureen.
Thank you.
So if you have your supplies, just make it along with me. And if not, just see if you can pay attention. There's a quiz at the end. No, just kidding. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you need to have a bandana or a cloth that's 20 to 22 inches square, basically. It doesn't have to be square. You can use a pillowcase if needs be, and there's just lots of different things, but you need it about that size. And you want it to be a fabric that is kind of tightly woven. You can use a t-shirt, but it may stretch a little bit as the day goes on, as you need to wear it. But it still can work, okay? So first thing you need to do, you have your bandana or your fabric and 2 shoelaces. Now, if your shoelaces are from a shoe, you probably want to wash them before you use them. But you just need the 2 shoelaces. So what you do first is you take your bandana and you're going to lay it flat on the surface in front of you, whether it be a desk, whether it be a bed, table, whatever. You want to just lay it down so you can have a surface to work on. Excuse me. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the top edge and you're going to pull it down 1/3 of the way on top of the bandana.
Larry has left the meeting. Larry has joined the meeting.
Once you have that done, you're going to take your bottom edge and you're going to pull that up to be 1/3 of the bandana. So basically right now you have 3 layers stacked on top of each other, but with folds on the top and the bottom. Okay? I'll give you time for those of you that are doing it. The next thing you're going to do, and if anyone has any questions, raise your hand and Kevin can unmute or let you know.
If you're dialing in, it's *9. If you're on the iPhone app, it's under the More section. If you're on the computer with JAWS, it's Alt-Y.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
Yep.
So you have your bandana and you have folded the top edge down 1/3 of the way and the bottom edge up 1/3 of the way. You're then going to you're just going to keep that laying there flat on your surface. You're then going to take your 2 shoelaces, and we're going to start with the shoelace that will be on the right side. So what you're going to do is take your shoelace and put it underneath the whole entire folded bandana that you've already folded. lay it out, and so the bandana is kind of in the middle of the shoelace. So you have shoelace coming up from behind, up the top, and also down the bottom. Excuse me. You want to bring that in from underneath about 1/3 of the way underneath from the right side in. You're then going to take your other shoelace and bring it from the left side underneath the folded bandana about 1/3 of the way in. Now this bandana should be fairly centered, so the same amount of shoelace is coming from the top and the bottom and from underneath the bandana, okay?
Outside office, join the meeting.
So this is the tricky part. This is one of the next tricky part, I should say. We're gonna start with the same shoelace we started with on the right side. And right now it is completely underneath the bandana with some pointing up, some facing up or toward the top, some toward the bottom, underneath. You're going to take the shoelace from the top and you're going to pull it down and lay it across the bandana toward the bottom. You're not going to cinch it. You're just going to lay it across to come straight down from the top, okay? Then you're going to take the bottom shoelace and pull it up. Do the same, but do the opposite and bring that bottom shoelace up to the top part. And they're basically trading places, passing each other on top of the bandana.
12083453906 has left the meeting.
That you're now going to go to the left side. And you have the bandana with the shoelace underneath. Excuse me, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take the top shoelace and bring it down over the top of the bandana and just lay it down. You're going to then take the bottom shoelace and bring it up to the top and lay it over the bandana. This needs, both shoelaces need to be about 1/3 of the way into either side of the bandana, kind of breaking it up into thirds, with the third center, with the center being in the center third, being in the center part. Okay. I hope we're all doing good. Let me know if I'm going too fast or if there's a question you have.
Yep. No hands yet.
Okay. All right. So you now have, so you look at your bandana, you have your folded bandana with a shoelace on either side 1/3 of the way in, and it's kind of crossed over the top. What you're going to do now is you're going to take your left side of your bandana, put your hand completely underneath the bandana, and you're going to fold that in toward the center 1/3 of the way. So basically it's going to go over to where your other shoelace is, because you've already measured that out to be about 1/3. You don't have to measure it, but you know, about 1/3. So you're just folded it over onto itself. Then you're going to take the right side, put your hand underneath the bandana, and you're going to bring it over. But at this point, instead of just laying it on top, you're going to, with your left hand, pick up the top layer of that folded bandana that you just folded to the center. And you're going to take the right hand part that's and put it inside that little, like this, like makes like a little pocket, and kind of like if you had like if you're cold and you're outside and you put your hands up inside your sleeve, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to take that side and tuck it into the uppermost layer of the bandana. Push it down as far as it will go, okay? So at this point, if you look down at what you have, you've tucked in your bandana, it's all kind of tucked into itself, secure. You're going to have a shoelace coming out the top left side and the top right side, and a shoelace coming out the bottom left side and the bottom right side. You are also, if you look on both sides of the bandana, there's a shoelace loop. And that's important to have that loop. What you do now is you are going to secure this mask to your face. So you pick it up and you're going to put it onto your face and hold on to the back of the bandana. Don't worry about the shoelaces at this side except for the loops on either side. You're going to put it on your face and then you're going to bring the loop behind your ear. And do the same on both sides. Bring those loops behind your ear. At that point, it's not going to be 100% secure. You're going to grab the two top shoelaces and tighten it up and tie it behind your head. Okay? Once that's tied, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the bottom shoelaces and tighten them up and bring it around the back of your neck and tie it right there in the back of your neck. In doing that, it cinches the face mask, the bandana, on the sides so it goes underneath your chin, and you need it to be above on your nose. I'm going to take those off. And that's so that you don't want anything to get into your nose or your mouth, but yet you can still breathe. And I know some people say, oh my gosh, I'm so claustrophobic. I am way claustrophobic, but I want to live more than I care about my claustrophobia. Okay. So I just deal with it. With this, you can wash it very easily. I've had some friends that they will take a pin, like a safety pin, and pin the top layers, not the bottom fold, but the top layer of fold together horizontally at the top, and then also at the bottom of that last fold that you've tucked into itself. So then they don't have to take it apart when they wash it. It's all secure on there. But it's really important that it is tight enough on your face that it's not going to slide down. Now, one thing that's really important when you do take off your mask, what you're going to want to do is and this is something if you are out and about, well, we've taken a gallon-sized Ziploc bag with us and put a little bit of liquid. We use Dawn. Dawn is really good because it breaks up any grease, and the COVID-19 is made up of with a lot of lipid. So you want to totally have that so it can break that up. But we put a little bit in our bag, in our Ziploc bag. Then we take off from the ears, or untie first, and then pull off from the ears. Don't touch the bandana at all. And you take it by the string, put it inside this bag, and zip it closed. And then it's ready to go into the laundry. As soon as you are ready to wash it, open up that bag, empty the contents, and I put the bag in there also and wash it. I don't dry the bag, but I do wash the bag also. And then just dry it. And then you have a mask that you can reuse, and you don't have to worry about sewing, because I'm not that great with sewing. I'm great at crocheting, but not sewing. So that is how you make a mask without sewing and having to cut a pattern.
Awesome. Well, let's see if, Kev, do we have any questions?
Eileen just popped up. Eileen.
Hi, guys.
Howdy.
Hey,
So-
Eileen.
How are you, Renee? Thank you for showing us how to make these masks.
Sure.
So I'm sorry, but I don't know about anybody else, but I'm at the part where you fold the thing over to the middle and then you tuck the right side in into the little pocket area.
Yes.
And so I am totally lost from there. What I have here are 2 loops, and they're on my right and on my left. And then everything else is neatly tucked in here.
Okay. What probably happened is with the shoelaces, you need to bring them, when you bring the shoelace down from the top,
User has left the meeting.
you bring it past the bandana all the way down,
You wanted us join the meeting.
not just laying on top of it. So
Oh.
then you bring the shoelace up past the bandana. So then you have these strings hanging out either ends, either on the top and the bottom.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Not yet. If you have questions, do the raise hand feature.
So until we get some questions, I just want to go over a few things about masks. There has been a lot of questions surrounding masks. In the very beginning, the CDC and the Surgeon General were encouraging people not to wear masks. And a lot of the reason behind that was because they were scared masks were going to be like toilet paper, and people were going to be hoarding masks, and that we weren't going to have them in our medical facilities, which was already a problem, and in other critical places where the masks were needed. And so in early April, the Surgeon General and the CDC did change their recommendations around masks, because they're helpful in 2 ways. Number one, they keep you, if you happen to be someone who's carrying COVID-19, from spreading it to someone else, by keeping your particles in when you cough or you sneeze. But number 2, they do also filter out some of the air that you breathe, and they also keep you from touching your mouth and your nose, which is another positive thing, because we know that that's a big way that the virus is spread, is from touching something and then before washing your hands, putting your fingers in your mouth or in your nose or in your eyes or other places where fingers might go. So that's kind of where the whole argument about whether to wear a mask, whether not to wear a mask, but the consensus is absolutely, if you go out in public, you should wear a mask. Now, surgical masks that aren't the N95 masks only filter out about 60% of air particles. And so if you use a 600 thread count pillowcase or flannel pajamas, you're going to be filtering out just as much as to make your mask. You're going to be filtering out just as much as like just a regular surgical mask, not the N95 kind, but just a regular surgical mask that someone might wear. Another thing that you can do to enhance your mask, if you're really concerned about it being able to filter more, is you can use materials, just like Renee showed you folding it up. You would still do the same thing, but you can put inside it something like quilter's cotton, which is like a thin layer of cotton that people who quilt sew between the top and the bottom of the quilt, or also HEPA vacuum bags. But the thing you want to be really careful of if you do put something inside the folds of your mask is number 1, that it doesn't have fiberglass in it, because that can damage your lungs. Breathing something that has fiberglass can damage your lungs worse than not filtering at all. And number 2, that the fit of your mask remains true. So you really want everything snug around your nose and around your chin so that there's no gaps for air to be coming in. So do we have any other questions while I've been talking, Kev?
We've got Kiram.
Yeah, it's just Kira. I don't know why it has my name in one word. Okay, so I have the top part and the bottom part folded, and I have the shoelaces under the bandana with parts sticking out, on both sides. I was confused when you're folding the sides in.
Sure. Okay. We'll go over that again, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, so did you bring from the shoelace that's underneath, did you bring the top shoelace down to the bottom and the bottom one up to the top?
Yes, let me do that again. Because
Okay. Basically, they're kind of crossing and extending beyond the bandana, but
Okay,
they need
yes.
to just kind of trade places is what they do. The ends trade places, I guess you could say.
There we go. Yeah, I had undone this part because I wanted to make sure I was doing it right.
Sure, absolutely. That works.
Come on, don't do that.
No worries. And if I can add real quick while we're working on this, with this mask, you have 9 layers of bandana. And you may go, oh my gosh, that's a lot. It actually, once you put it on your face, it doesn't seem like that much. Truly.
Do we have any other questions, Kev?
Phone number 0677.
This is Cindy. I just wanted to ask, some designs have, and this would be disposable, obviously, you wouldn't put it in the washer, but I've heard that coffee filters can also be used inside the fabric.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And if you have trouble with the shoelaces, you can use rubber bands or hair ties. I think the shoelaces are probably more comfortable, to be really honest. When I think about hair ties around my, as well, you know, depending on the type of hair tie you use, when I think about the tight hair ties I use around my ears, it doesn't sound very comfortable. But if you needed to, that would be another solution that will sort of an auto cinch, if you will.
One thing that I've had people that have used those say they kind of pull their ears.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And so it's not as comfortable, but it can be done very easily.
All right.
Any other questions?
Kira, how's you going over there? No other so far.
Oh, am I still unmuted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry.
You're there.
Okay, cool. So I have folded the left side in, and then I just and I have the loop. Yeah,
So basically, you'll take your right side of the bandana, and you're gonna bring it up and over.
Yes.
And you're gonna take the very top layer of the left side that you folded in, because the left side's been folded into itself. So you have 3 layers there. And you just pull up just the top layer of that left side that's already folded in, and tuck the right side into that.
How do you keep the shoelaces on though? Because they keep sliding around.
Very carefully.
I'm trying to do this.
Yeah. They are. Do you have them a third of the way in from the sides?
Yes. I mean,
Okay.
I think so.
When you fold them, when you fold the sides in, they will fold along like where the shoelace is, and it should secure it a little bit. And you don't want to pull it up off of the table at all.
Okay.
And if they move a little bit, the shoelaces, it's okay at this point, because you can move them back to where they need to be.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to fold it without lifting it.
Without lifting, I just kept it on the surface. And then with the left side, I just grabbed the very top part of that bandana fold, not the whole side, just that top fold.
Okay, I have to find the other side now.
Okay. No worries.
And again, like this might be an instance where, if you have a couple of hair ties, or even like scrunchies might be more comfortable. But if you have a couple of those in your house and the doing the shoelace piece is a little tricky because it is extra moving material, and if
Right.
it's becoming tricky for you, that might be where, until you sort of get the hang of just doing the basic fold, you just throw a couple of those hair ties or scrunchies in there for the time being, or even desk rubber bands. And then probably my guess is that once you get more familiar with doing the folds, Kira, that it will feel more natural, and then you could transition to the shoelaces if you wanted to.
So you have to unfold it every time.
Well, Renee was suggesting for that you could put into
Clothespin.
the top fold, you could put a close
Small safety pin.
safety pin or
yeah.
something like that to clamp it together.
You don't want to do it through all the layers, just the folded layers you tuck together, because it will interfere with the cinch otherwise if you do it through all the layers. So you want to just, if you use a safety pin, you want to just do it in the top layers that you folded into each other.
So when you fold,
Uh-huh.
because when you fold, do you fold to the shoelace or over it?
You fold over the shoelace.
Okay.
So when you fold it, the fold is actually going to have the shoelace right inside the crease of the fold, the edge of that fold.
Okay.
And then that's like the third mark, but you're still going to bring that over to the other side of the third.
Because if you're thinking about, the way I think about it is like, do you have ever jogging pants that have strings in them? You're trying to make that mask wrap around the shoelace so that it becomes like the string in your jogging pants.
See, because I can get it under, but I can't get it to stay there.
Okay.
You get under the bandana?
Yes.
Initially? Okay. Then you crossed them so the one went from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top?
That's what I don't even know anymore because
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, I think really honestly, it sounds like starting with a rubber band or something like that is going to be a more effective tool for you until you get the hang of the fold.
I've crossed them now.
You cross them from from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top?
Yes.
Okay. And then
I don't know how to make sure it's a third, but now
guesstimate. It doesn't have to be exact, but a guesstimate.
But I mean but now I messed up the fold.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think maybe just trying it first, something like the rubber bands might just be easier for you until you get the hang of folding it and everything, and then you can, you know what I mean? Because it'll be.
But how do you cross the rubber bands though? They're not.
What you'll do is you'll take the bandana, either side of the bandana, after you've folded the top down and the bottom down. You will take that the rubber band or the scrunchie or whatever you use, and you're going to put it around either end.
Okay.
Okay, and then you'll still fold them in the sides and tuck them into itself, but those bands will be secured by the bandana.
Just make your ear loops instead of the shoestring.
I think maybe I guess because I'm trying to do it while you guys are telling me how to do it. I don't know if that's what it is. You know,
Well,
I have a video. We'll share it for you too. Kevin, I'll text it to him and we'll put it in the chat. And then that way you can practice on your own and, reach out to us at assistance@nfbco.org and I can forward it along to Renee if you have.
Yes, I'm more than happy to help anyone. I've been helping people from coast to coast personally. So.
Hey, Renee. So I have the 2 loops and I also have 2 shoestrings, like Jess was saying, that you can tighten your pants with.
Uh-huh.
Am I on the right track now?
I think you're doing good.
Okay.
You have two shoelaces. You'll have two hanging out the top and 2 hanging out the bottom.
Mm-hmm. And there's 2 loops. Oh, so.
And then 2 loops on either side.
And you also are all the shoestrings you're supposed to have 2 on top and 2 on bottom?
Correct.
Okay. So I still have yet to do that part. But okay, if you're going to put a video up, I will gladly watch it. Thank you so much. And
And
in the
Eileen,
meantime-
if you get confused, feel free to call me. I can
okay.
talk you through
I
it.
definitely will.
Yeah, anybody that needs that, I'm more than happy to help.
So I have both. I have 4 shoestrings out now.
Yay!
Alright.
It sounds like you
Good.
got it.
Good,
Okay.
good.
So then it's all in a little bunch, though. Do you think my cloth is too small?
It needs to be about 20 by 20.
It should be a 20 by 20 or bigger.
Okay, but I do see where you can wrap these 2 things around your ears.
Uh-huh.
But does it, so you're supposed to take it from the back side?
I hold it I put my hand, this is what I do, is I put my right hand underneath the entire thing
Okay.
and hold it up to my face. And then I will take the loop on the left side, hook it on my ear. I will then exchange my left hand to where my right hand was, take my
Got
right
it.
hand, put the loop upon my right ear, and
Okay.
then I'll cinch up the top shoelaces and cinch up the bottom and tie.
Oh, you know what, Renee? I did it.
Yay, Eileen!
I'll
I
call
knew
you
you could.
anyway.
And I think honestly, like once you do it successfully a few times, you'll feel really good about it.
Yeah, it's not it's confusing, and then once you get it, you're like, oh, got it.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Excellent.
I'm not going anywhere, but I'm going to make some of these for my son. Thank you so
Right.
much.
Sure, you bet.
Any other questions?
Star 9 on dial-in, under the More section on the app, and Alt-Y on the computer.
So
Teresa.
go ahead.
You're good.
While we're waiting for questions, I also wanted to talk about another really cool thing that is available to us right now as blind people. If there are any people who aren't blind on the line, just bear with us and and listen anyways. But we have a service that's called the NFB Newsline, which most of you are probably familiar with. And NFB Newsline has added COVID-19 information. So under breaking news on NFB Newsline, it will now pull all of the breaking news stories. It will pull from every single breaking news source that's available and pull all COVID-19 related sources out and put them in one place. And then also there is the Johns Hopkins data, which tells about worldwide cases by state, all that kind of stuff. I find it really, really helpful, really, really accessible and easy to use. Whereas, a lot of times if we're trying to read through data or statistics, we end up running into maps and then VoiceOver or JAWS just goes junky. This is all really clean, but it gives you the information that you need. So if anyone is not signed up for Newsline and needs to be signed up for Newsline, you could also reach out to assistance@nfbco.org and we can help you. I can sign people in Colorado up directly, but I can help anybody else figure out how that they would want to get on Newsline as well.
In their state, yeah.
Yeah.
We have Amanda. You can unmute yours, Amanda. There we go.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my question is, do you think I can use like a pipe cleaner for like a nose piece to kind of make it
Absolutely.
more?
Yeah.
What you do is you take your pipe cleaner and you lay it down a third of the way from the top horizontally. And then when you bring that first that top edge down, you fold it right up along there, and that will totally work to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Great question. Anything that we can use to make them more secure and keep the air out around our face is, those are all good things to know. Any other questions?
Maureen. You can unmute you, Maureen.
Okay. Hey, so thank you so much, Renee. This is like invaluable information. Thank you so
Sure.
much.
You bet.
People are selling masks on Etsy all over, and they're like, $20, $25. So, and this is all they're doing. really, so it's really fantastic that we have you as a resource for this. And I also just wanted to throw out again that on Sunday there will be an improv, and the information is up on Colorado Talk. Kevin, I don't know if you're able to get it into the chat. The link for Sunday's Zoom, Marianne had sent me a text while we were in here. But she would love everybody to join on Sunday for some fun improv.
Is it going to be the same link or no?
No,
It's
Okay.
a different link because it's her account.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
And it is up on Colorado Talk.
Okay. Cool.
And again, if anybody doesn't get it through the chat or whatever, Maureen, if you could text it to Kev, that might be good. But if anybody does not get it through the
I'm gonna try here.
Through the through any of these channels, again, just email assistance@nfbco.org, and that's a good way that we can just send it out to you if you're interested in the improv. Any other questions? No.
Nope.
All right, well, we'll give Kev a minute and get that in the chat. Thank you so much, Renee. I think this is really fantastic information.
Sure, you bet.
I was so excited when I saw your video. I was like, man, this is great, because I figured there should be some way to to be able to make them that didn't require having a sewing machine, because I'm definitely not a sewer. And honestly, because of the way that these are layered, I think that they're honestly better than a lot of the sewn masks.
Well, they have a lot more layers to it.
Kevin, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, I can't send it because it's in my email. I don't know how to send that to you in a text.
If you forward me the email, that's perfect, because then I can just copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I can
All right, we have phone number 1917 with a question.
Hello.
Hello.
My comment, I love this. This makes a lot more sense. I got these similar directions, but I really didn't get it until you were explaining it. So I truly appreciate your explaining it. The one thing that I'm wondering is if your material if it has like a right side and a wrong side, should you put it on your surface with the right side down?
Correct. The right side down.
Okay. That's what I thought. That's okay. That was my only thing.
Sure, I'm glad.
Thank you.
It was helpful.
I sent it to you, Kevin.
All right. And I will pull that up and post the link in the chat.
One thing, there's also, in making these masks are pretty important that we continue to wear them even when the order is lifted, the stay-at-home order is lifted, because it doesn't mean that we're healthy again. We're still not a healthy society yet. But there's also ways to make your own wet wipes and also your own hand sanitizer that is very difficult to find any of those in the store.
Yes, and those are really invaluable things. So just for instance, today we were reached out to. I have a cafeteria on Schriever Air Force Base, and we were reached out to a reopening plan, and they're absolutely going to require continued social distancing procedures, masks, and gloves for the foreseeable future. So I think that we'll continue seeing those either requirements or strong recommendations that we do these things. And so, if you don't understand, if you've had trouble following along, keep practicing. Check out Renee's video and do keep reaching out for instructions, because these masks could save your lives, or they could help save other people's lives if you happen to be carrying coronavirus and not know that you're carrying it. So it's really, really, really important.
Colorado Center to everyone, meeting ID, 982
Okay. So I put the meeting ID and the password in the chat, and then I'll get some dial-in numbers here.
In the Zoom link, just the.
But I can put the link in there too. Yeah, just the one-click link.
Yeah. One-click link is really helpful.
All right, so there's the link if you want to copy that. But that will get you right in.
77,454,245.
And then dial-in numbers. And then the phone number.
From Colorado Center to everyone, +166.
Got one click. It's got, you know, the commas and everything in it. So
Everyone, still can't get on Colorado Talk. Nora Nagel has joined the meeting.
all right, Danielle Frampton, howdy. You can unmute yourself, Danielle. It's
Hi,
not getting
soon to
in.
be mommy.
Hey guys, I just tried to copy that link and I don't know how to copy it out of the chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to either, unless you're on the computer.
We can email it to you. I'll just have Kevin email it to you offline, Danielle.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, because I was like,
Have a great night all.
I don't know how you're supposed to do that. But thanks. Yeah, it was good. Good information on the thing. We'll have to be teaching our students how to make those ourselves. So that was good. Thanks.
Sure.
Any other
Yeah,
questions?
we got
I'm sending Kev the link to the video now.
4832, phone number ending in 4832.
Hi guys, this is Dorothy.
Hey, Dorothy.
Hey, Dorothy.
Griffin. Hey, I'm not in Colorado. I'm not on Colorado Talk. I'm totally confused. And how can I get the video?
I will send it to you, Dorothy. I'm actually sending a link to Kevin right now.
Okay.
I'll copy you on it too, and Danielle. Danielle asked for a different link, but yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
Danielle,
copy
yeah.
you.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right.
All right. I'll just.
Lupita Hernandez has left the meeting. Nora Nagel has left the meeting.
All right, well, guys. So I'm just sending these last things out, but that's all I have. So thanks everybody for being on with us. I think this has been very helpful information to me, and I hope other people have found it to be helpful as well. And please join us over the next couple days. We'll have more excitement every day at 5 o'clock.
And the Improv Sunday.
I sent you the video, babe.
Yeah. All right. Let's see, time. The improv is 2 p.m. Mountain Time.
Great.
All right. Let's see, phone number 0677.
Okay, I'm just saying thank you from California.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you sent me a link to the video.
And I just emailed Danielle the improv link too.
Okay, and I can see, she emailed this. I can try and put the link in the chat here for the video.
But again, if you need it, just email assistance@nfbco.org. So if you can't get it out of the chat, I know that there might be some trouble with copying out of the chat. So if you can't copy it out of the chat, then just email us at assistance@nfbco.org.
Yeah.
I wish Zoom auto-populated us a list of email addresses or something. So each call we could just send people the information that we talk about. But unfortunately, that isn't a feature yet. But who knows after all this,
right?
All these meetups are going to get really smart. So.
All right, and you might be able to just click the link and open the video directly into whatever. I think it's Facebook.
Yeah,
But,
did you get it posted?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is posted in the chat now. All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody, and hope everyone has a good night.
Thanks.
Maureen's iPhone has left the meeting. Leave meeting button. 177.
And just keep it up for a minute, just in
Yeah.
case.
All right, everybody. Thanks, everybody.
Oh, I knew.
I'd like to give feedback to Zoom. Uncheck checkbox. Leave meeting. Default button.
Bring total unemployment to 18 million. Absolutely staggering. Absolute pain and heartache there again.